Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
Earth Spirit.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Up against OG.
OG's turn to pick.
For the division. Nice. Now they're here. Their first series is up against OG that is playing with Anna. And we haven't seen Anna play an official match since we've seen him win TI second time around, TI 9. I'm here with Cap, here with BSJ, and the draft's going on. So I'm going to let these two talk Dota.
I mean, I just really quickly have to highlight that interview and how hilarious it was. This interview probably would happen like a week and a half ago, I think is when I saw they were scheduling those. And they interview Brame, Skylark's in there. I think we perform under pressure better than all those other teams. Well, except OG, of course. Yeah. Except OG. Well, that's who your first opponent is.
Surprise!
It's OG. But to be fair, does OG really have a lot of pressure on them? I feel like, you know, OG shows up at TI. Will they show up at this DPC? Will they be able to make that adjustment fast enough? All I know is I don't envy Sox's position.
Yeah.
Because if they don't do well, then people are just going to...
Jerax, welcome back.
Yeah, they're just... Oh, when are you bringing Jerax back? It's obviously Sox's fault, even though it probably won't be. So, and there's also very little information on OG. I would say one of the biggest changes that they have made by, you know, bringing back Anna and having Mid-One is that I felt like Mid-One was not super comfortable in the harder carries. Maybe that was just more the OG play style. But for example, like Morphling, Anna Morphling.
Yeah.
You know, that's godlike. And you can now pick that, whereas before on OG, I felt like you couldn't. They tried it twice and they lost both times.
I'm going to say, in my short stint in the EU, this is the first time I've been here playing carry, and it is really hard to find the time to farm here. Like, Snake King already talked about the pace of the game, and OG is known to be the team that really set this pace back at TI 8. Like, they were the team that said, you have to run around as 4, and if you don't do it, we're going to run you over. And it's a unique skill for the carry player of this team to be able to select carefully what fights they show up to and then also come up with a ton of net worth. And I think that's exactly what OG needs on their team. And that's why I think they've struggled so much to replace Ana with anybody else, really. It's like Mid-One, amazing player. Like everyone they've tried, like they're all high tier players. It's just not what exactly OG needs. And I think, I really do think this is one of the few teams where one player leaving is a significant change, and even if it's like an equal caliber player or even close to it, it will make a huge difference to have Ana back. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think Magnus, kind of an unsung hero. I've seen him a lot so far in the pubs. Like he got buffed, Battle Fury got nerfed. What else do you need, you know, like to make a hero meta? I think Magnus will be seeing a lot more, probably a 5 position, maybe a 3.
Meanwhile, Brame, we have a lot more information on them because they've actually been playing other tournaments during this period of time. OG, the last matches we saw of them, of the previous roster, was all like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Brame literally were playing games like just yesterday in some of these other smaller tournaments. So there's a lot more information out about them. I saw some early like Venomancer pickups by them. They seem to value that hero now. I feel like they kind of have to get some different Skylark heroes in. Since his heroes were very meta last patch. I think he's really good at, for example, I think Beastmaster is like Skylark through and through. And unless you're down with the new Aghanims Beastmaster, you can't really pick that.
Definitely a different hero. It's funny,
yeah.
Your Beastmaster player doesn't necessarily mean translates to this patch.
Yeah. Same goes with Lycan. Now that's a hero that really got ruined by Necronomicon being removed.
No, he's just a support that lives to bite others. Basically. Well, not really, but
I have
feels
no
that way.
follow-up to that.
I have a question. Obviously, Ana is a really good player, and he did win TI twice.
True.
So, nothing but respect. But he hasn't played officials for close to 2 years.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. He's just that much of a
He
wonder
is
kid.
the only player in the world, I will say, that does not matter.
He is the prodigy.
He practiced IO carry in party queue with his friends and his girlfriend, I believe. I believe that's how it went down. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
That's where he practiced it, right? And he won TI with it. So, I mean, it's like
He's
whatever.
that good.
There's just something about this kid that you see those like 5-year-olds playing the piano, and you're
Yeah.
just like, what the hell's going on? How do you know how to do that? Ana's the one player I look at and say, I don't understand how he still knows how to play this game. And I think his way of viewing the game is so unique that it probably won't get capitalized on by most teams he's on. And I think that's partially why he kind of fell out of the pro scene for a while. And OG's, I firmly believe, the one team that can make it work.
Yeah, he's the wonder kid for sure. And I think that you can stretch some of what makes Ana good to other pro players is that clutch factor.
Yeah.
People who can perform under pressure. Some people have it, some people don't. Like, Brian, do you think you had it when you were playing? Or did you feel like your performance...
I'm at this desk.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I choke under pressure.
Yeah.
When it comes to playing Dota, I don't play nearly as well. When it comes to playing, like, in anything that has stakes to it.
I think he genuinely doesn't care.
Yeah,
he actually
like,
is like, he's the type where if he wins TI, I'm pretty like, I did ride back to the airport with him in the vans when we were done with TI9. He didn't seem like anything. Like he just seemed like it was a normal day riding in a van back to the airport after he won TI. I'm like jittering just being next to the guy that won TI, and he just doesn't care. And I was like, okay, and that's cool, man.
That's
just another day at the
expected.
office.
Yeah.
It's how you would feel, right? When you finish up your summer internship, right?
Yeah.
My summer internship definitely doesn't pay that well. Let me tell you that.
Most of the summer internships are unpaid.
Seconds remaining.
All right, so I'm happy to see him back. Looks like he's gonna get to play some Juggernaut. By the looks of it,
Jugmag?
and it's the Jugmag. It's like, yeah, we're stepping back in time. It's fine. We got the Tide Hunter coming up from Brame. They go for the full green squad so far. What do we think about the two teams?
I don't like the Tide because the reason why Jug looked good here is because the first two heroes don't threaten it at all. You have Pugna Earth Spirit, which is 2 of your 3 like do stuff heroes. You have your 4, 5, 2. Those are your do stuff heroes. At least 2 of those. They're 2 of those 3 slots, and then you pick your offlaner, who if you pick like a Beastmaster or a Legion or some hero that threatens Jug, you now have an answer. But now it has to come from the carry. And I love this Brew because the first hero that comes to mind is Ursa, and Brew deals with that hero so well at almost every stage of the game. I think that's why they picked it, kind of preliminary counter. And they are going to be the Mag 5 most likely.
Yeah, it seems like they wanted an offlaner that is able to deal with Earth Spirit roaming around a little bit. One thing I was a little bit surprised from watching some of the matches so far is that I expected a lot more support rotations into the mid lane to be able to deal with those water runes.
Yeah.
I feel like if these mids are picking up bottles earlier to take advantage of the runes, the best way to ruin their game is to make sure they just don't get that refund.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And so maybe that's a Brame idea that they wanted to be able to have this Earth Spirit to be a little bit more free to roam. He just pulls the second wave, right? Gives the Tide Hunter a little bit of space to be able to get his 3. But I agree with you that I don't like it against Jug.
I don't know if you can leave your lane at 2 minutes is the thing.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
So it's like they go for Ursa. It's the stereotypical counter to Jug, but I really do think they saw this coming on OG. Like, I don't want to pick Ursa into Brew. It's like the lane's okay. But in game, your status res, you just get tossed up. You get your overpower purged. It does not feel good because you have to buy an earlier BKB. You can't really fight until you have it. I assume he's going to go for the Battle Fury.
And you're also, I really like playing Dark Willow against Ursa, right? Because he's such a single target focused hero that my shuttle realm feels really good. I can threaten him with my damage, potentially force out an enrage. Plus, you've got lots of little disables, right? Like it sucks when you only have like one big disable.
I hate that spell.
And Status resistance.
So good. You know what?
Bramble is so annoying.
This shard is so good because it doesn't matter how you get rid of the Cursed Crown, they'll still spawn. I love it.
They also. I want to note that they banned the Slark on OG. I actually played with Kuman last night, who last picked Slark into Mag, and the Ag Shard. Your team gets RP'd, and you just Ag Shard on top of them. It literally ruins the RP. You can't hit any of them for 3 seconds.
Yeah, when I first saw that shard, I was like, okay, I guess it's better than the old AoE ultimate that they had, but. I was like, is this really good? And then I played around with demo testing, and it's like, okay, I mean, it's basically a second ultimate for yourself as well, right?
Yeah.
When you pounce onto somebody, you just throw that on the ground. You could save your ultimate. And as a Slark player, isn't it really important to hold on to your actual
Well, yeah, the biggest thing about it is it's a separate spell, and you can use it to save your teammates or yourself. Like, you don't, Slark is a naturally very selfish hero.
Oh, you see that? OG actually thinks this is the 5 Tidehunter. And they still have the Skylark heroes. So their banner is Beastmaster, is Enigma.
It's like, but then you're tied Ursa against Willow Brew. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound awful to you?
It doesn't sound amazing.
I think they need to ban threats to the jug, so I like their bans. But I just, for Brame, are they really running 5? Yeah, I mean, they're not running 5 tied, but that makes me hate it even more. Because
it just says OG don't respect that Tidehunter.
Yeah.
They're like, well, this is kind of a bad Tide game. They must be picking surely a different core. And they're not. And wow.
Is he going to go Meteor Hammer is my question. Or
wait, so who's playing which?
I hope
it's almost certainly a Thompson, Ricky.
Because it is, no, because it's a Seb Mag.
5 Brew?
Yeah, it's five for sure, right? For sure. New Sleeping Dart got nerfed, so I don't think.
No, Sleeping Dart got buffed.
No, because you can now attack to remove it.
Yeah,
or something like.
Yeah, it's good though.
So, but that means you can't just like nightmare somebody and like literally leave them forever.
The shard's like strictly better.
Okay.
They buffed it.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's strictly
fair enough.
I don't know if you guys noticed the name that Anna's carrying game right now.
I didn't see it.
Humble God.
There's some.
I feel like that's a meme. I feel like No Tail called him that.
yeah, something like that. All right, so I think it's pretty clear that both of you like OG's draft a lot better than what Brame is bringing to the table. But I'm very curious to hearing what both of you think Brame should do well this game in order to have a shot.
They just have to snowball Ursa's lane. Pretty sure that's the only way.
Okay.
If Ursa struggles against these AoE controls from like the Willow, the Ricky Silence, you have to get that BKB, and then they have a lot of ways to kite you on as well. So I just feel like as long as the lanes go even remotely decent for OG, their game plan is just more well-rounded.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to play that matchup very often, but Smokescreen really screws you over as a Tidehunter. He needs to have a good game. And one of the ways they can give him a good game is off of stacks. They do have a Coddle. That is a possibility, right? He can give him the double anchor smash. They can clear through Ancient super fast. That is one way that I think they could get ahead.
Okay, well, let's see if they can, or let's see if OG takes the first game. We're going to head over to our commentary duo of Moxie and Fog.
Well, thank you so much, Shiver Fog. This is the match that everyone has been very excitedly waiting for. It's the return of Anna. It's going to look good here. What do you think we're going to see, though?
I mean, he's playing Jug in a pretty nice matchup in this game. He's playing in the lane versus the Tidehunter. Sure, maybe the Ursa core matchup might not be the best, but everything else I look in the game looks pretty damn good. Sure, Decrepify can be a little bit annoying to play around, but with Spin being so prevalent in a lot of the way that these builds do work anyway, yeah, looks like a good matchup for him. And hey, we've got a lot of fun. We also do have Seb on his Magnus, and then we also have Thompson playing one of his like most signature heroes that I feel like I always see him trying to sneak into a draft of Ricky. So yeah, some real good fun on their side and some crazy scale potential, right? Like look at OG if they get it to super late games. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know how you deal with that if you're Brame, but you know, like I said earlier on the panel, they have to make sure that this Ursa is going to snowball. And you know, we do have Stelmanen on his Earth Spirit. Do you think he's going to be able to assist and make enough things happen?
Peekaboo. Let's take a look at lanes. I think that they can actually do a pretty decent amount with him because he can this lane for the for mid. Like Pugna can actually apply a decent amount of pressure because you can force the wave in so hard versus a Ricky. I think that they could look to actually pressure these towers really early on. I look at OG and they are pretty lacking at push in general, and you are playing versus this Pugna and Coddle, where you can refresh, you know, Chakra for the blast, double blast on these towers. You have Tide in the front line. I think that Brame does kick up the pace, and they're able to set a good pace of just taking these buildings and get a good advantage. There's a chance, but you know, there's always the X factor of Magnus that just makes games really stressful about breaking high grounds. But I still definitely have to. They love late game. They love the late game.
That definitely makes sense. They like to keep their fans on the edge of their seat as well, but do have a very high-paced draft coming out from the side of Brame here, as you said. So very interesting to watch. Of course, you know, SSA Spartan, he's on his Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light, of course, did get some changes, though, so not going to be quite as good as he was before. I believe there's no longer a recall, correct?
No, there is not. However, your Illuminate can heal, so it can change a little bit, right? Like, it could maybe work decently with the draft with the heal instead of recall. It all depends. Set it up as Dominant. They'll be able to roll in, snag the one, so they will get 3 bounties on the side of Brame.
That feels pretty good. It's a nice start going out to the side of Brame, but they're going to need to do even more than that. So we're watching with a lot of interest.
Curious to see how the lanes are going to go. I want to see how this 5 Brewmaster does versus the Tide, because he doesn't really need to do like the craziest amount, because Juggernaut in this matchup is just, you can actually set up for a lot of kills. We'll probably see maybe some rotations. We'll watch Saksa, what he does, because he did start with boots on this Willow, so that tells me he's going to be checking runes. He's going to be shifting around his positioning a lot in this game.
I definitely think that's where Saksa really shines, is being able to be very mobile and kind of put that pressure down on the map and make it known. So it'll be interesting to watch for sure. Drop the brambles down.
It looked like they were trying to maybe go for Stone because he rolled in under tower, but didn't get the chance.
Did look like a pretty good opportunity, but nope, everybody's just chilling for now. Someone is gonna roll on over here, make sure he blocks up the camp.
Nicely done, very nicely done. Watching both sides. Yep, Dire side also blocked the small camp pull as well. Yeah, I'm going to be watching mid quite a bit because, you know, Thompson, I feel like some of these games he really forces the Riki. Maybe it's either for a good matchup or just an overall good thing in the game. This game, I see a lot of reasons for smokescreen. This lane matchup does not sound fun, though.
No, this definitely is very difficult for him. He's going to constantly be getting blasted. He's going to be decrepified. But of course, you know, like you said, OG, they play for the late game. They've got something up their sleeves or in their pockets in some cases, right? With this little Riki, but Wish does have to be careful here.
He's playing nicely, dodging a couple of the blasts here with either like a blink strike to blink past it or a tricks the trade. He's just trying to maximize and not take too much damage on this Riki.
Focus taking a lot of damage. He's hit 2 of these brambles, but is going to be just fine here. Does need to be a bit careful, especially with that shockwave pulling right back in.
That's a fun combo. Skewer through those brambles for sure. Can cause a lot of pressure and cause a lot of problems as the courier. Fox will get it.
Now your fish food.
Well, there goes the boots, unfortunately.
Playing Ursa versus these little roots are also quite annoying. You're just like, you're gonna land until you can't do anything. You click your after shock when you're in the root and you just stand still. You do a little jump in motion, jump in place.
Yeah, I can't do a whole heck of a lot.
The lanes, they're doing pretty good in the last department.
Well, no, looks like Spartan's going to be fine here. They wound up here with the Shadow Realm, hoping maybe they could get that angle, but not going to find it this time around. So still no first blood, but plenty of chances to try to get it.
Yeah, Seb a little off the mark there. Spartan had 10 wand charges, or 10 stick charges too, so he knew he had to pull him back if they did want to get that kill. Yeah, the last hits though, I'm checking them out. Look, even Tidehunter's even doing really well. They're forcing a lot of spins up from Ana up top too, so lanes at the moment looking hot for Brame.
And that's exactly how they need to be playing this here and making that space, trying to take towers early and allow this Ursa to really come online.
Yeah, something I've seen from a lot of these mid laners when they have more spam ability than the opposing. That's happening. Bottom does get taken out finally.
I feel like that's got to be like tradition though for Brame at this point, right? You know, SSA Spartan usually the first one to go down here. That is just a position 5.
Yeah, I wish sometimes I'm seeing these mid laners lately when they can super push the mid in, they actually run in and take the opposing 3-minute bounty run if you have a bottle. I think Wish can actually go for stuff like that this game because he's playing versus Riki. Ricky's not going to go for the same bottle as him, and he can have that good rune control pushing lane in.
There's so many runes that are available now as well. It's actually wild. We're talking about in the back room about how, you know, that 5 minutes comes up and the night comes through and you're like, oh, I feel like I should be doing something right, but there's nothing there. Nice dodge.
It definitely feels a little awkward. It does feel like there should be some big thing, but It's not there anymore. As we see the water rune will get claimed. So we'll get the bottom one. Wish fills up his bottle on that.
And a little bit more pressure here over in this mid lane. Just tossing out a couple hits on the tower. But not too far behind here over here on Thompson, really.
Up top.
Top spin, Dominant. Yeah, down he goes to the spin of the Humble God.
But it still continues to be the same thing. Like Ana CS 13 to the 26 of the Tidehunter. Skylark, he's gotten the start that he wanted to. He's already almost got the hood finished up too, so he's feeling very confidently just standing up because of that support duo, right? It's the fact that he has the Brewmaster with the jug that makes it just you can't threaten the Tidehunter at all with the jug spin. Well, normally if you had any other range support, constant harassment into a spin will probably net a kill a lot of the time. So Notel's doing his best for this game.
I'm sure they calculated this a bit, knowing the matchups. I'm sure they'll make it.
They chose to make it the 5 as well, right?
Focus. They did. Ooh, that shockwave dragging back focus. Do they have enough though? The shadow realm, the boom comes out, and down goes the bear. And in the mid lane, the roll in coming out over here on Thompson. He's immediately going to try to go and just circle away. And then throwing out a couple more hits, but he is indeed out of regen right now. So that's going to be a bit rough. Top lane, Skylark is going to be able to just teleport on out. There's no way to cancel that TP right now. He's feeling absolutely fine.
TPs to the tower as well, so he can stay up there and continue to get that experience.
Oh,
again, mid.
The roll down goes Thompson with a big hit from Wish.
Very nice. I like seeing him making moves around the catapult. Unfortunately, their catapult did die, so they can't actually turn this into a bit of a push, but continuing to apply pressure and some good moves from Dominant so far. These 3 lanes continue to get this good farm, even though OG, they have found themselves 3 kills. We are seeing just the overall power of these heroes in their positioning of what they're up against. Looking good.
I also like the fact
Rune
that...
control.
Oh yes, that's very, very important, especially when you have a Pugna here. But I like the fact that Brame is really just playing their style of Dota still, you know? They said that the one team that they're a little bit worried about was, of course, OG, but that hasn't deterred them from just playing super aggressive.
Yeah, I like that they even like just put it out there, the way that they opened up their draft, right? Just the Earth Spirit straight into the Pugna, that just means that's a kind of a statement. You're going for a certain strategy right away inside of the game.
Dominant making his way over to the top here. And now down Humble God. Spins coming out again. You talk about him just being so tanky. Able to do a whole heck of a lot. Dominant looking for the brawl. He's going to be able to connect it over onto No-Tail. Skylark making his way over. Would love to get the final hit. And down goes No-Tail. As Wish again just pushed back here in this middle lane.
Yeah, very nicely done. 2K lead. Seeing Saxa, he's starting to get those stacks start. I almost said stacks.
Staxa? I like it.
Saxa is getting the stacks, you know, because he's got that Magnus. They've got this Empower that's going to be kicking in for their double cores. Those will be ready as mid.
Yeah, that was a little close there, but they do have the ward on the side. They were aware that, of course, SSA Spartan was sitting off on the side, and you saw Thompson had already kind of bent for the dodge and had No-Tail, of course, right behind him, so he had a blink. Available.
But they're being annoying. Look, even Spartan comes mid. He just continues to blast to refresh the chakra, the blast from the Pugna 2, and just cancel the salve from Thompson. They want this early tower. They want to get into enemy jungle because they know, you know, we're playing versus Magnus. There's going to be some stacks. But they want to start getting this invasion going, start getting their advantage, even more so.
Bottom lane looks like the Willow was considering just teleporting out. Found themselves a little treat there. But over in the mid lane, the kickback over on the side, they take No-Tail. Now Dominant, he's got to try to run away here from Thompson. He's not going to be able to do it. The life drain comes out, but there's a blink target off to the side. Spartan is going to help allow Thompson to run away.
Dire's middle tower is under
And
attack.
that blink does give away the fact that there's a ward, but he actually checks the wrong spot. It's just out of range of that opposite. Spartan knows it's there, though. He's probably going to buy another sentry.
Dire's bottom tower
It's in
is
between
under
both
attack.
sentries, right? It's quite nice for the side of OG.
I do love this strat though. Yeah, just constantly just giving the chakra magic over to Wish, ripping down the tower, and like you said, they pull out that sentry and immediately deward.
It's when you see that jump from the Ricky, you know, like, how the hell is he seeing me in the tree line? So, nicely done, good awareness. And they will force even the jug. Even Ana has to go TP back to base because of Skylark's pressure.
And look at these tasty stacks that they can pick up now. That feels so bad right now. Saxa worked hard to go and put up these stacks. Gotta protect them, guys.
I mean, perfect stuff so far from Brame, honestly. Sure, they've given up a couple kills here and there, but overall, the way that their game plan, it's looking really solid right now. Invading, knowing that the stacks are there, putting the pressure onto mid tower. Now we'll probably see Wish go toward top, apply pressure there soon.
And
Let's see, maybe trying to get a kill first.
Got the 8th lens completed, the roll on over here towards the Ricky, but not going to be able to quite follow up now. Stoneman has to retreat. They're thinking about going back in though. You can see the pings. Skylark just
They're really
doing
just trying to take advantage.
Tidehunter thing.
How weak OG is at the moment. Just OG cannot fight back. Like, they have to pretty much like bring like the Magnus and the Willow, it feels like, to fight versus the Earth Spirit and the Pugna. Like, these two can actually apply so much pressure onto the map, and now we're seeing OG make the move. Magnus is starting to make the way over. They're getting a little sick of Wish's shenanigans.
The little green gobbo there. I guess he's a skeleton, right? Not quite a goblin.
It's okay, kind of looks like that.
Right, doesn't he? Reminds me of Jenkins. But top of the lane, they throw down the brambles. Saxa immediately goes into the Shadow Realm, throws out the Cursed Crown. Won't be able to stop Skylark in his tracks, but did feel a little bit close for that little fairy.
I mean, I'm just looking at the way the map is positioned at the moment. This is so excellent for Brame. Like, Spartan's able to chill bottom and farm. Ursa's farming the jungle, fine. Tidehunter's pressuring top, gathering creeps, and also pressuring the tower. While OG, they're on the full defensive. Everyone's kind of sticking around each other. They're not able to really make their own aggressive moves. They're having to be responsive. This is a good start here, and Brame needs to keep this up. As you know, we know that looming late game will eventually hit when those empowers do get in. But this is some really good stuff. Focus is getting pretty close to his battlefield already.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Smoke coming out from the side of OG. Gonna see if they can make something happen with these trio.
Yeah, Brew is 6, Saxa just short of the 6. He really wants it versus Pugna. It adds a big element to just kill the Pugna during the grapple.
What's is going on? Skylark is, of course, taking that top tower. The roll in from Stoneman, and the teleports are coming out. There's a big silence coming through here. Follow them. Oh, but they have the Ravage. Even though they have that Terrorizer going to follow up, down goes Wish. These Brambles holding them into place. Trying to use that Bedlam in as well, but Skylark is very tanky. Cursed Crown will proc, though. Stoneman now running himself out. Thompson clicking away over here at Skylark. No tail. Going for a little bit of a dive here. Does not have that split already, though. It already went down during the earlier portion of the fight, so they do manage to collect on the Brewmaster.
Okay, but chaos caused. That's OG coming back in the game quite significantly. They bring Ana down bottom too, gets a kill with the Omni Slash onto the Coddle. So all in all, really good move from him. Great smoke, use of both ultis. The Willow just hitting 6 for that Terrorize there too, perfectly done. So Ravage kind of wasted there for Brame. OG benefits quite heavily.
Definitely a move that was necessary. Again, we've yet to see Seb come on in here with the RP just yet, so they still have that threat, but they're going to respond with their own smoke gank here, and there is a double damage over in the bottom rune spot. I'm sure they're expecting someone to show up. In fact, Thompson will oblige the roll in the life drain, and down goes Thompson. Oh, and then SSA Spartan doing classic SSA Spartan things where he runs up the side by himself right into the enemy core. I'm not sure you want to fight this, Brame. Someone considering it.
Yeah, they really want to try to contest this triangle because they know how weak OG is. Like, Brewmaster ult's down, Omni Slash is down, Willow ult's down. Like, they want to try to invade this triangle, get rid of these stacks.
Ooh, they're going for the roll.
Pressure.
Seb runs away. Everyone's just grouped up within this. Oh, the stacks!
They're doing it. They're starting to.
They have to contest this here. See Seb getting into position. Nice blinding light. Dominant rolling on out. Skylark is still here. Wish over on the back lines. Getting the life drain off. Over to Dark Bullet. Needs to be careful though, because they drag right back in. Triplicate doing a lot. RP comes through as well. Wish goes down. And now it looks like they'll be able to claim themselves a pelt of a bear as the rest of Brame on the run. Ooh, Thompson, he was hoping he could grab Stoneman in here. Not going to be able to quite find it, but he'll find Spartan instead and chase after him. Get himself a double kill. Stoneman running now from Ana. Oh, the block comes out. Down goes the Earth Spirit. And now it is just the tanky Skylark who is left. And it's not looking like he's going to survive this, although they look like they'll back off a little bit here. But I don't know. Teleport's coming out, the buyback from Stoneman, and they want this kill on No-Tail. They need to get something from this, so they will be able to collect that kill on the position 5. But look at this. Look at Thompson. Look at Anna Sox. So they're coming right back in again. They get the Omni slashed off, and down goes Stoneman. And Skylark now chasing after them is silenced up. But again, he's a big tanky boy. Love to put some more damage. They throw out that blast, and they just don't have anything to cancel out this teleport from Anna. So he is out. No problem here. Sox is going to be able to flip those little wings away. But hey, take a look. They still have the stock.
Skylark, he's like, I don't care, we all died, I'm still thinking.
Thompson needs to be very careful here. They're gonna try to go back in. Thompson looking at Wish with the goo-goo eyes. He'd love to get a kill here. Spartan, though, needs a little bit of assistance. They do manage to use the Decrepify. Focus coming back around. I hear a Ravage going on the other side. Oh, No-Tail goes down while we're just watching as they chase after Thompson. He wants this kill so bad, Fogged. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it. Look at Spartan. He wants that. Soxa, though, is going to go down here to the big old bear. Anna slicing away over here, over at Focus. Spinning, trying to do anything he can, but there it is. There's the little battery coming out from Wish as he keeps them alive. And now Anna, he's left pretty much alone. There's Seb nearby, but there's not much that he can do. Thompson jumping right back in again. Does have that Shroud as he chases after Wish, but he cannot get this kill. And Skylark, again, just swinging around in the middle of all of them. Throwing out the taunt. Says, come and get me, OG, if you dare.
And RP's back up in 10 seconds, and I'm pretty sure we had RP start the entirety of that last 2-minute fight that kind of just went on. And this is what we want to see, though, from these teams. Brame is bringing the battle back. You know OG's going to bring the battle back to you, so I love that they're just attempting to go for that high ground there. They take away most of the Ancients, still 2 of the big ones, but some good stuff. Even though they all got wiped, they're still persistent to make their way back up there. But now, Ana got a lot of space from this, and so did Thompson, to be honest. They got a lot of the big kills. Thompson actually has the defuse. It felt like he was a lot more behind in this game, but now he's going to be able to do some damage. The Coddle is just straight food. Every time or Spartan shows his face, he's just going to pretty much instantly die to Thompson.
I'm pretty sure Spartan is very used to that, though, to be quite honest.
That's true.
He is definitely the long-suffering support on the side of Brame. But yeah, you know, I like the fact that, you know, these skirmishes keep breaking out. I don't even know if you can call them skirmishes at this point, right? Because they last for so long. All my years of casting SA Dota have prepared me for games like this.
These are just wars, you know. Anytime OG's playing is a war.
We love to see it. Always
They're
an
always going to bring the
entertaining
battle
time.
back to you, even if they can't, right? Like the famous thing, you know, they're like monkeys, right? That's what Kuroki said. They're just going to run at you aimlessly. It doesn't matter. They're just going to run into you and just keep bringing the battle. And that's why they, you know, that whole famous saying happened where it's like, we must just pick heroes that are good versus like running you, like Gyro and stuff. So it's always good to just have the constant battle. And Brame, their draft is definitely very battle ready always. And now they're getting this great farm. You know, Focus, he did get that good time Battle Fury. So still looking pretty solid for them.
He almost manages to get the roll off in time, but nope, Sox is out. Top tower is, of course, getting plinked away here by Seb. He's gonna have those Greaves online soon, and the Blinks queued up.
I like that. I like that he's going for the Greaves this game rather than going for Blink. I think it's really nice versus the Pugna, versus the Silences as well, and just more healing. They have Healing Ward, they have Greaves. It could trip up Brame's draft quite a bit if they don't find those targets on the initial go. Thompson?
Didn't see that.
Skylark just enjoying the view over here by the side. Does have the Ravage back up and running, but do you see some movement coming out now from the side of Brame as they're headed over towards this top side of the Dire jungle. They throw down a ward, hoping to get some vision.
Are they going to try forcing the rush? Okay. They have the Lads on Skylark. They have the Gush when they break the Lincolns, and they have the Ursa, so...
Be very careful. Our Smoke of Deceit, of course, up and running. Could see a very big RP, but look at this line that they have to cross. In fact, they get the jump first. So they'll silence up Seb, they'll knock him back. Not gonna be able to get in that pit as easily. Again, they still have the Ravage here. There'll be the split being committed now by No-Tail. They'll go and use the Curse Crown as well. Yules is gonna get used on the back line here, or rather the Panda throwing up the Tornado, but everything is just so split. Look at this. You got Pandas running after SSA Spartan. You got a whole fight on the back lines. Focus just can't figure out where he wants to go. He sees Seb over there. No-Tail. All right, the split is over. This could work in their favor, but Thompson on the back line, hoping maybe that he could get a quick pick off, make this a little bit easier for them. There's no force up yet over onto Spartan, so he is gonna go down, but they'll be able to return and get themselves a kill now as No-Tail next to fall. They don't have vision over here onto Thompson, but they get the roll forward over here onto Seb. Seb, he needs help to kick back. He's just surrounded by too many of these heroes. He's not looking like he's gonna survive this. Down he goes. Wish gets himself a double kill.
Now your fish
They did buy back on Spartan for this, but now, okay, they're gonna buy back now on Seb. They don't want to allow them to get this Roche. Ana needing to be a little bit careful here. We'll throw out the spin. Double damage over onto Thompson, though. He can absolutely blow up one of these supports, or maybe even a bear here. Smokescreen does get dropped.
Skylark's too beefy. He's too much of a wall for them to get through. He's just parking himself in this river outside Roche, and they're having to give a lot of respect to it. Now, no Bruce split available, since they had to use it that last time to try to get these kills, and they're still eager. You know, that DD on Thompson, he still wants to try to find something. Yep, again, it's Skylark.
Dominant rolling on into the pit. They'll get the jump to silence. This is looking like a decent amount of damage on Skylark, but it's not enough to take him down. Again, Brambles get thrown down. Snowman should be able to roll on out. Another Illuminate getting tossed, and they have a nice position over here. Uh-oh. Skylark needs to be careful, though without the DD, maybe not as easy to take down. They'll use that defusal, though. Silence up. Oh, the Decrepify comes out. We'll be able to protect him fairly easily here, but okay, he heals up against the Rabbit. They immediately take out No Tail. He is not going to be a part of this fight at all. Skylark still alive and Ana over here. He's going to need some assistance. Thompson, though, managing to find the opening over at the Skylark, but the Rabbit is already out. Nice RP coming out from Seb as they go, and they just slice through the side of Brame here. Down goes Stoneman, and Skylark, though, he fought back. He doesn't want to let them take advantage of this fight as they chase after Ana. Wish is looking, trying to find this opening, and he is just so damn tanky. Spartan throwing up the Illuminate, knows that they're all going to be around here. Does need to be careful, though. Thompson aware that he's in this vicinity. And look at this big old Tide Hunter. They have nothing to cancel out this teleport coming out from that Dark Willow, but that's like all their big R buttons at this point, Fogged.
Is under attack.
Yeah, Seb finally landing the clutch RP there at the end for them to solidify the fight. And it's still, you know, Roche is still up, still quite healthy, and I think Ray might now back away, might give a little bit more respect. But there is no Magnus RP, and there is no Omni Slash, so we'll see what they do make of that, since they don't have their Ravage on their side too.
That RP looked
Crazy fights.
so much better than I thought it was. And we do have a Sleeping Dart now over on Thompson.
He did get it, okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good item in particular versus Ursa. You can just, like when he pops in rage, you just sleep him and ignore him and go back. They also can then ignore the Tide Hunter in a lot of situations. So there's some hidden potential.
All right, look at this. There's the Ravage off. They get No Tail immediately. And you can see Seb waiting patiently, looking for the opening. They're all grouped up. Thompson gets the kill onto the Tide. Skewer forward over onto 2.
Just misses Wish. He gets the 2.
I thought Focus was dead there for sure, but
I have no idea how he gets out, yeah.
when you're too low to hit a courier, it feels bad.
Thompson.
He's very low. I think he's fine, though. He can teleport out. Yeah, he's out of there. Get a smoke, though. Oh, if he was a little bit slower, actually, on that teleport, he would have broken that smoke.
Yeah.
Bit of bad luck there for Thompson. Or good luck for Brame, depending on how you want to look at it.
Big fan of actually how Wish is decided to build his Pug to this game. He's gone for his own Ghost Scepter, so he can always use Decrepify on his teammates, and also then he can protect himself overall versus the Dispels, because there's a Brewmaster. So there's a lot of different ways covering and protecting himself, and then this Blade. Like if they do get the jump onto a Tide Hunter, let's say with Omni, get those Decreps off as initiation.
All right, yeah, the split gets used here, but Soxa taking a lot of damage. They'll turn right back around, they'll get the kill on Snowman, and he's gonna buy back. Again, Skylark, he's a big tanky boy, so they're just trying to ignore him, and they're just ripping apart these pandas here. They want to get rid of No Tail, if possible, and they're just leaving Skylark kind of high and dry over on the back end. Looks like he's gonna be able to survive, gets the Ravage off, as they'll follow up Thompson. He was hunting, he wanted Wish, but he's not gonna be able to get it, because it looks like Focus won't be able to collect himself a kill here. Brambles will hold him into place, but Stoneman, oh, he's hungry, he wants that kill on No Tail. Focus just running around, a big old angry bear here, throws out the in-range, chases after Soxa. Wish is gonna be the one who gets the kill. Decrepify over the side, the roll from Stoneman, and the kick back over the life drain. This is a dead Ana if I've ever seen one, and now Seb, he looks like he's gonna be the next one to fall, despite the fact he's using his bullwhip, trying to get out. That is a double kill now for Focus. And that's gonna be the Roche.
Great fights coming out from Brame. I mean, Stoneman is doing so much work on this Earth Spirit. He's pretty much the entire catch for the team, it feels like, and he's getting the right ones every time. It's really good stuff coming in. Also, just Wish, these quick little decreps, quick ways to reset the fight. Yeah, really solid ways of fighting here from Brame. And OG, they're not able to battle back. You know, Seb having to use that buyback in the last team fight overall, it's really stagnated his growth. He doesn't have the Greaves finish. Now he got the Blink after the fight finished, so the positioning is just really difficult for OG to take any of these fights and just get a good start of the Brame can just walk in, let the Tide Hunter give all the information in the world, and then his team picks targets.
I mean, it helps when you're a big beefy lad that no one can kill.
Yeah.
Just makes things very difficult. Now he's got a blink dagger. I don't even think he needs it, honestly. I think that he can still just waltz on in with his face. But now he can...
It's just really clever the way that they're actually doing it, because in a lot of games as a Tidehunter, when you're playing versus Jug, you have this fear that you get Omni'd, you die in the Omni, and you can't Ravage, right? Because the Omni's going on. But the fact that they have this Pugna, with the way that Wish is playing and the way that he built, he always has the cover. He will always be able to blink, protect his Tidehunter. So this is just a good display of them understanding the way that they wanted to play the game, and they're delivering right now. 4K advantage, OG, pretty hurt at the moment.
This is not looking good here for Sox as he gets found by Focus and Stoneman. He's not going to be able to teleport out. And down goes the Dark Willow.
Unstoppable Ursa.
Radiant's
Almost has
top
Smasher
tower
finished
is
up now
under
too.
attack. Radiant's top tower.
He's a big old bear, that's for sure. Top lane, they see Tops and they want this kill. They'll knock him back. They throw out the gush. And down he goes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You're dead.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Stoneman just feels like he's everywhere. I swear, I was just like, he just was bottom, and then he just hop again for the next kill. He's doing a great job. The reason they first.
He made a big splash, I would say, last season here in the European DPC. I think he gained a lot of fans, honestly. He is a very aggressive player. I mean, that's, you know, we joke that we see teams with SSA Spartan. He's usually the most aggressive, but he's just very good at his positioning, and he made such incredible plays last season. So this does not surprise me, honestly. His Earth Spirit is excellent.
He was absolutely the standout. From him and Wish were the two that were just really surprising me with some of their moves. Is on a bottom. They do get the bash connection.
Teleports are coming out as well here. You've got that nearby soldier coming out from Stoneman and followed up with a beautiful blink Ravage. They do manage to get the split off, except pushing all the way back over here. Uses the RP. It doesn't seem to do a whole heck of a lot as Eliminate is going to get tossed out. And Skylark will go down. He already got the Ravage off. Focus will go down. Stoneman they're a little far. They're a little bit too deep here as down goes Stoneman, and now Focus is just trying to focus on someone. That's going to hit off over here on the Dark Willow, but the skewer right back again. Will punish them for diving just a little bit too far here. And Spartan says, oh dear God, please, I don't want Topson to find me. Topson, though, his spidey sense is tingling. He's looking for him. He's doing a little bit of peekaboo here in the trees, but he's not going to be able to find him. Not this time.
Radiant are
And just like that, the game state returns to being pretty comfortable and pretty okay for OG. Just in one quick fashion. The RP bringing them completely out of range, and I mean, we keep watching Spartan.
Yeah, Spartan. He's trying so hard, but look at this Tops and the blinks right forward. Decrepify does come out from Wish. They're going to try to teleport him out, but not going to be able to do it. Now, Wish needs to be careful that he doesn't just chain feed here. So they do use the bullwhip on him. Slows him down a tiny bit, but that Pugna, he is a very fast fella.
Getting them, I mean, they got a little too overeager, it feels like. They dove past the tier 1, gets skewered into tier 2, RP'd, and then it's Dream plays for OG to fight, really.
You can't make mistakes like this against OG. They are 100% going to punish you, so.
Can't make mistakes like that. You have to be cautious. You know, you're playing into a Manta Jug. Like, even the small things, right? Like, Ana, I believe he, like, Manta dodged the rolling boulder, which allowed him to get out of range of the Ravage, which then caused this whole spiral of events that allowed OG to just dominate that fight. And Focus just in a comfortable spot. Now, the Jug, he's top net with the Scotty and a Topson.
It is indeed, but this is not looking super great here for Topson. The rolling coming out from Stallman and the life drain. Down goes Topson. So doing a bit of his own dive here.
Just standard Topson making space in a very, very bizarre place, but
in a very Topson way.
Yep. We love him for it.
We do indeed. So yeah, it's been a very tight game. Were you expecting it to be this tight?
I mean, Brame just had a huge window where they could really take over the game. This last moment just completely switched everything. Like, Ana is just totally back, and he actually has good ways to deal with like BKBs and sticking on targets. It's completely shifted. I didn't expect to see this from Brame, but I also was very reluctant to just jump on the OG train. It's been some time since they played with him. They had some rough situations to it. Now RP Skylark,
he almost manages to get out, but down he goes. Spartan now running for his life. He's gonna have to leave Stallman behind here. As No-Till will turn back around, or rather Focus is jumped in over here. Stallman rolling forward. Just a couple of these nice hits off. Those grooves coming in handy. Focus still trying to run away. The Brambles holding them into place. No-Till. Oh, but look at this Wish. He's got to be the little battery who keeps them alive. As Stoneman does indeed get left behind, he is going to be the sacrifice. But they do manage to get Focus out.
They're just throwing RPs, they're throwing Omnis on the Tide now. They're seeing how important he is, and this time, Wish was not in range to get the trap. Nowhere near, actually. So OG now starting to get their own footing, starting to get some actual map control too, rather than playing on defensive. No Tail buys a gem. Release Sentry, these wards.
This is a dead
It's gonna
Spartan.
be difficult for Brame, and that's Spartan.
Is pieces. But
Radiant's top
yeah,
tower is under attack.
down goes this middle tower though. You don't have stamina enough, you don't have your Tide Hunter, so you just let this one go.
And I mean, on his build is all kicking together. He's 5-1 and 8 this game. The Scotty really good versus these little heals that are coming up from their team, and now just Butterfly straight up counter versus the Ursa, as he's gonna have to go all the way into an MKB to be able to hit him. So he has Basher. He has to go for a completely different item than just finishing it up to Abyssal.
Yeah, he just went and he switched around his build too. The second he said that, because he has to, absolutely has to.
Yeah, it's Butterfly and Elven.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to do anything, and you are about counteracting the Jug at this point. Ursa has to start being that one to deal with him. He's really getting out of control. And now this downtime, OG, they're a team that really does rely a bit on ultimates with the way that they've set themselves up in the draft. But look at this downtime. The ults are all just ticking, and Brame is just locked on their side of the map, unable to really do much of anything. So next fight that Brame looks to take, OG's gonna have everything available again.
Are they starting to lose their window now, is my question.
It's really starting to feel like it. This Pugna, he's starting to feel not as strong at all. The Tidehunter is killable, and we're seeing this control. The Magnus, the Willow, even the Brewmaster just running these buildings into the backlines and scouting. It's a bit too much for Brame to deal with now.
We do have the Blink Dagger picked up on Ursa now, so perhaps we can see something like a pickoff, but they're moving as 5 here. In fact, they drop a ward immediately. Here's Spartan backing off the roll forward, though. They're going to try to just take out No Tail, and down he goes immediately. But the follow-up is coming in here as they turn, and they have an idea. Okay, follow up here with the Ravage. Blink forward, they'll be able to go. They take down Seb. They manage to almost take down Thompson, not quite yet. Looks like he's going to be able to survive that, but this Dark Willow's not looking very healthy as Saxa does indeed go down. Thompson going to be kept alive by the Humble God's Healing Ward here.
And they got the gem. Like, that was No Tail. He just purchased that gem. They immediately get it. Stoneman with a very beautiful roll, catching him up, kicking him up on the high ground. And now OG,
Stoneman?
big one's alive, but
Spots out Thompson here and Anna, but that Sleeping Dart will only prolong this tower a little bit longer here, guys. This bear is going to get back up, and he's going to be angry.
no Rosh up available, though. They didn't get tier 2 either. So they did get three heroes killed, but now their OG's back up in full force with their ults. And there is no Ravage, so we have to expect OG. Bottom lane's in a decent spot. Mid, they're pushing out. I think it's likely that they might look for some smoke movement here. So we see that again. The Blink Dagger coming out clutch for Focus. This actually was a pretty good pickup, so he can follow up with the Ravage and get the kills during it, rather than going for the MPB. That will take some time.
Some big smiles going on there. I like it.
Yeah. And OG, they're in. As we said, ulti's down, Ravage is not up. Trying to get something out of it.
Doesn't look like they've managed to go and get any kills, but they have managed to collect some of that map presence again here as they took over the triangle. Again, focus bottom lane, just continue to farming up. But it does feel, again, it's been a very tight game this entire time. Less than 1K net worth difference. Look at that. Someone needs to be careful. He's kind of stuck on the little, the pseudo cliff.
Good thing he got stuck on. If he rolled even like just a little bit further, he was landing right in front of a Jug and a Magnus. No Tail's just sitting smoked inside the pit, waiting and waiting.
There's a double damage bottom.
Time. Oh yeah, Focus is right by that too.
Yeah, I hope I think he sees it. Yeah, there we go.
Damage.
All right, it's go time.
And 20. They still don't have Ravage though. So
Skylark? He needs to be careful. Oh, the blink away. You know they're hanging out around the pit. Got a big angry bear. Basher and BKB, they'd love to get in there if possible, but like you said, they've got to wait for that Ravage. Don't think you want to be...
get back up. 5 seconds, they can start looking to go.
Sleeping Dart. Thompson trying to just clean up on Stoneman. Immediately they follow up with the Decrepify. And that is the BKB though. And the double damage. Nice RP coming out from Seb. They'll follow up with the Ravage. And it just barely clears of this here. Stoneman buys back. Eliminate comes up. They're not finding a great position right now. This is looking really bad here for Witch as he's caught in the middle of it. Does have an Aeon just though. He's going to be all right, but Stoneman is taking too much damage. He just fought back. He can't afford to go down here. Witch goes down. Stoneman goes down. They don't have the Ravage. Spartan now trying to run for his life as Skylar also just leaving the area. Oh, the jump forward. They want this kill on the Coddle. They're going to be able to get it. It's a double kill now for Thompson. And Focus. Oh, Focus. He's chasing after a Fairy, and he can't quite get his claws on her. But you know what? No Tail will be able to get the kill on the bear.
Oh my god. Yeah, they're gonna tip him for sure. Like, as soon as that BKB gets popped, he is so screwed. Like, they have so much control for him. Like, with the RP, after the RP's finished, they just ignored him. They just threw him up in the air. No-Tail just keeps throwing him up again in the second cyclone. Then the Soxo also gets to control him, and Ursa can do nothing at this point. A phenomenal fight by OG, and now we're seeing the real big damage. Snowman buys back, he dies, they lose the gem that they recovered, and they're gonna lose. Oof. That was a brutal one.
It was
the way that they take it too. It's the way that he skewers, like he's an instantly skewers, because I think he knew Skylar was gonna blink and ravage, so he tried to pull the fight out of that vicinity for a second, and it worked.
Ooh, Toxin going in deep here. They want this kill on Spartan. They're just gonna push him right back over into the arms of OG. Down he goes. So that was your one of your forms of Wish there that has just been ripped away from you quite viciously, and there's no way that Wish wants to go anywhere near it.
And now you're playing versus two super carries with RP, or with the Empower, and now they're just cleaning up his cracks, going toward the top side too.
Oh, the jump forward. They're hoping maybe they can clean up No Tail. They'll kick him back, and there's a little dig into the face, so they'll be able to take down No Tail, but they've already lost some of these buildings, and the pressure is on. 11k net worth lead. They'll take another tower on their way out. Feeling pretty powerful right now.
Yep, they got what they came for. No-Tail never cares dying. He got Philly, earlier in the game. Who cares dying when you have Philly?
Interesting. Okay, so they're gonna go for Heaven's Halberd now. Just pick that up on Tidehunter.
Anything he can get to try to survive,
right,
through at least like an Omni or just any type of small little survival things. It's really getting out of control, the game. It's gotten quite out of hand. Too much control, too many different forms that OG have. When they have all their ults, it really feels impossible. This is where Pugna really starts to fall off, right? Like, it's been like that for quite some time. Is the game just gets really difficult to play as a Pugna when you're playing into all of this. You have to be so perfect about your positioning. One little trip up and you're just a very squishy little skeleton.
I mean, I have to say that he has been very well positioned in a lot of these fights, though. Yes. They just have a lot of really good ways of closing those gaps, and eventually, everybody starts to run away when the fight starts to go sideways, and then poor Pugna's trying to run out, and he sometimes gets left behind. It's usually Stolmanen, right, who ends up being the sacrifice, but he's also very in the faces of all of them.
Oh, and I actually did say that they were able to recover the gem on the side OG. They actually did it. Apology. I think the courier or something else got it, because Stolmanen, he actually still has it. So at least they have that going. So, they're going to know they're not under ward coverage for the most of the time, and they'll be at least able to spot the Ricky.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Well, the MKB is now completed for the Ursa, so we'll see how much of a difference that's going to make. She is working on the Abyssal Blade as well. I'm just concerned that... just gonna look how fast he's hitting. Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, this Jug is just... Look at this armor, 50 armor. Look at the Solar Crest and the Greaves behind him. He's an absolute beast. And even, he's holding onto the Paladin Sword in the backpack in case he sees situations where he's going to be able to swap them in.
While the rest of OG was playing Dota, Ana was studying the blade.
No, he really was. 6-1 and 11. No, he made the one little trip up where he did die, but besides that...
I think he's allowed one. The jump in, though, the push back immediately over here onto the Ursa. That is not the place he wants to be right now. They even go and use the Terrorize. He's just dead. Down for 89 seconds. Tower's just getting chopped away. Feels bad, man. Down goes the tower. The racks are going down. Spartan is just too forward here as he is going to get saved here for a moment, but I'm sure as soon as that wears off, he is dead. Ana is just running at them now. Sleeping Dart getting tossed out here by Thompson. He'll get a roll out, be able to go do a life drain, but he doesn't seem to care. He's got an Aegis.
This Dart is super annoying. The cast range is so far. It actually is really obnoxious and allows his team to set up. There we go again.
Okay, well, it looks on top, but Stomanen was just pushed too far out here. Oh, this is not looking good now for the Titan. He's trying to get himself into the base, and No-Tail's Pandas are just running in full force right now, which is Aeontis comes out, and the GG does indeed get called. So OG will be taking game number 1 of this series.
They brought the battles back early on in the game, but you can definitely see OG just a little bit more comfortable with their draft of how they wanted to take the fights and just really identifying who to get on top. And getting on top of heroes really was the name of the game, it felt like, for OG, especially toward those later stages. They were always getting on the poor Pugna, always getting on the Coddle. Great control. You know, Brewmaster, we see No-Tail, he struggled quite a bit this game, but in the few instances he did get a good ulti off, he was able to throw up an Ursa, do a lot of damage in it. Yeah, damn. OG still looking like in good form, at least inside of the team fights. Maybe some laning disparities, but we can still give some credit to Brame for definitely doing some good stuff in the lane. Wish, as well as Stomanen, he looks pretty hot in those lanes.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people were pleasantly surprised to see that Brame really held their own early on during the early laning phases of